Hello my friends, today we're learning Baba Basra Daf Kuf Yud Aleph. Says the Gemara Daf Kuf Yud Omud Beis. Va'ish es imoy, we said a son gets Yerusha, he yarshens his mother. How do we know that? The Tonu Rabbanu we learned in the Brais, says the Gemara Daf Kuf Yud Aleph Omud Aleph, V'chol bas Yureshes nachlo mimatois b'nei Yisrael. Says a daughter is Yurish mimatois in a plural way. Eich bas Yerusha shtei matos. How the chaych, the daughter has Yerusha from two matos. Elo, zu, we must be talking about the case. Shavio mishevet echod. Her father is from one shevet. V'imo mishevet acher, and the mother is from a different shevet. Umeisu, and they passed away. V'yoroshoson, and she yarshened them. So we could see that the daughter yarshened the mother, and that's pshat mi matos. Says the Gemara, Ve'eni ela bas, we could see the daughter yarshens the mother ben minayin. How do we know that the son yarshens the mother as well? Amar's kal v'choymu, we have a kal v'choymu. Ma bas, what daughter she'ura koicho b'nichse'av, that she's weak when her father passes away, that she only yarshens her father if there's no brothers, but if there's brothers she doesn't get anything. And yofa koicho b'nichse'em, and as we learned that she yarshens her mother. Ben, who's stronger, she offer koicha b'nichse'av, that yarshens by himself, it doesn't have to split with his sister. Ein adin, isn't it kal v'choyma, she offer koicha b'nichse'em. They should also yarshen, where the daughter yarshen the mother, he should also yarshen the mother. U'b'mokim shebos, and since you learn from there, ma la'alon ben koidin lebas, like when the son yarshens from the father, he, the only one who yarshens the father, even that the sisters don't get anything, only if there's no brothers. Afkan, also when the Yerusha, when we talk about Yarshin the mother, ben koidem lebas, if there's boys and girls, only the boys Yarshin and not the girls. Rabbi Yosi Barab Yehuda Barab Loza Barab Yosi Omer Mushum Rab Schari ben Akatzov Echod ben ve'echod abas shovim ben nichseim. Rab Schari says that this chiddush we know by a father who passes away that only the son yarshens only applies by the father. But when the mother passes away, the son and the daughter yarshen together. My timer, why that? We have a din that when you say a kal v'choyme, you say dayo. Since you're learning the whole din of Yerusha from the daughter yarshening, we say kal v'choyme the son. Dayo, it's enough to say that the son yarshens together with the daughter, and not to say a chiddush, the son's even stronger than the daughter. And that's called dayo. It's enough where you want to learn from, to learn what, you can't learn more than that. So we have here machlokas tichara, do you say dayo or not? On that you want to ask, Tanakama lo darish dayo, does Tanakama lo learn dayo? Well, dayo deraisa hu. It's a din deraisa, the Tanya we learned, midin kal v'choyme ketzad, how does a kal v'choyme work? It says, Vayomi Hashem el Moshe, Ve'ovio yorak bifonea lo ticholem shivas yomim. It says a story that Miriam spoke Lashon Hara, and she got tzuras. So Hashem told Moshe, if her father would tell her off, she'd be embarrassed 7 days. Kal v'choyme l'shchina, even more, if Hashem told her off and gave her tzuras, abarasar, she should be embarrassed for 14 days, she should be michutz lamachane. But, elo, and since where do we learn it from the father? If the father would punish his daughter, if he'd spit at her, she'd be embarrassed for 7 days. So we can't say, oh, Shechina is more worse than the father. Right, Shechina is worse than the father, but since you're learning from the father, it's enough to learn from the father 7 days and no more. So we could see that it's a din deraisa to darshan dayo. So why over here we're saying no, one Tana says you don't darshan dayo? So the Gemara really ba'alma darish dayo. Everyone agrees that you say dayo. If it's shiny hocha over here, it's different. The Omar Kro, it's a hekesh. It says mimatos. Makish mata'im lemata'av. It says mimatos, that the both matos are the same. Ma mata'av, like when the father passes away, ben koidem lebas, the din is that the son gets, when there's a son and a daughter, only the son gets. Af mata'im, also when the mother passes away, ben koidem lebas, if there's a son and a daughter, only the son gets. And therefore it's a hekesh, and therefore it's not from the kal v'choyma, and therefore there's no din dayo. Says the Gemara, Rab Nitoi Soval mevad uvda krab schar ben akatzov, and to say that when the mother passes away, the son and the daughter yarshin, even though that is a son. Omale Shmuel Kiman, Kischaria, you paskin in Scharia, Scharia was type of cancelled his din. Said the more a similar story of Tavla Ovad uvda krab schar ben akatzov, where Tavla did like when a mother passed away and he gave the son and the daughter. Omale Rav Nachman, my high, why are you doing it so? Omale, the Omar of Chinina Bar Shlamia Mishmeder Rav Aloch Krab Schar ben Akatzov. Omar Lei Zila Hadochboch. Go paskin, otherwise only the son gets. Ve'iloi, if not, Mafkineloch Rab Chanina Bar Shloimi Me'oinech. Basically, the Rashbam explains, I'll put you in Cherem, because you're not doing right. Rav Huna Bar Chia, the son of Chia, Sova lemevad uvde krab schar ben akatzov, to paskin that when the mother passes away, the daughter and the son have the same rights. Omar Rav Nachman, my high, why are you doing like that? Omar le de Omar Rav Huna, Omar Rav Huna said in the name of Rav, Aloch krab schar ben akatzov. Omar le, so Rav Nachman told Rav Huna Bar Chia, Eshlach le, I'll send Rav Huna to see if he really said so. Ichsif, so Rav Huna, the son of Chia, got embarrassed because he wasn't 100% sure that it was right that Rav Huna said so. Omale ashtok kinoch nafshed Rav Huna isjus lekable. Now Baruch Hashem, Rav Huna is still alive, so we could send to find out what he said. But if he wouldn't be alive, you'd stay stubborn and say that's what Rav Huna said. Said the Gemara, Rav Nachman, who didn't want to pass the next Scharia Keman Sovra, said the Gemara, Ki Hodi Rav Shmuel, Damri Tavayu, Rav Shmuel both say, Ein aloch Rab Scharia ben Akotzov. The halacha is not like Rab Scharia ben Akotzov, and the halacha is that even when the mother passes away, only the sons yarshin and not the daughters. Said the Gemara, Mistamech v'ozil Rav Yanai Akotva de Rab Shmuloi Shmai. Rav Yanai, who was an old man, was leaning on his shamish, Rav Shmuloi. V'osi Rab Yudan Nesiyah la'apai, Rab Yudan, who was a Nosi, was walking towards them. Omale, so the Shamish told Rav Yanai, Bar inish ta'osa lekablina hu, the person who's coming in front of us, hu yoi v'galusi yoi, he's a good-looking man, and he's wearing a chosheva man, and he's wearing chosheva clothes. Kimot legabei, when Rav Yudah Nosi came to them, Gishashos, so Rav Yanai, who was old, he probably couldn't see properly, he felt his clothes. Omale din shiure kesak, his clothes are not nice. There is a difference in din tuma. A normal cloak, gimel on gimel, is mikabel tuma. Less than that is no mikabel tuma. But a sack, only daled on daled is mikabel tuma, and less than that, even that's gimel on gimel, is no mikabel tuma. So Rav Yanai said about his the cloak that Rav Yudah Nosi is wearing is like a sack. And it's only mikabel tuma when it's 4 and 4. Boy minei, so Rav Yudah asked Rabbi Yonai, minai leben shekoidim labas benichseim. How do we know that when a mother passes away and there's boys and girls that the boys get and the girls don't get? Omalei dichsiv matos. It says in the pasuk matos makesh mata'im lemata'av. There's a hekesh between the Yerusha of the mother and the Yerusha of the father. Ma mata'av, like when you yarshin the father ben koidim labas, the ben gets and the daughter doesn't get. Af mata'im, when the mother passes away ben koidim labas. Omalei, so Rabbi Yudah told him, Ima mata'av b'chol noiter pishnaim, af mata'im b'chol noiter pishnaim. If so, that is a hekesh, like we know that if the father died, so the b'chori gets double, so when the mother died, also the b'chori should get double, and we don't know such a din. Said the Gemara Daf Kuf Aleph Omud Beis. Omalei lishmai, Rav Yanai, the old Rav Yanai told his shamish, good, let's go. Take me away from here. Less din tzavil emeila. For Rabbi Yudah doesn't want to learn anything. He's just asking questions to ask questions, but he doesn't really want to learn. And he walked off. Said the Gemara of Etamimai, what's really the reason why the Chor of Yudah Nosi had a good question? Omar Abaye, Omar Kro, it said in the pasuk, B'chol asher imotze loy. It says the word loy in all what's found to him. Loy v'loy lo. This is a pasuk about Bechor taking double. It says B'chol asher imotze loy. That's dafka loy when the father passes away, but when the mother passes away, you don't get double. Maybe this mute is only talking about when a person who never had kids, who married a woman who had kids already, and then they had kids together. So in that case, the Torah is might that even though that they had kids together, this new kid doesn't yarshin double from the mother because she had kids already before. If in both of them it's a first kid, maybe the Bechor should get double also in the Nechosim of the mother. Omar Nachmar Yitzchak, Omar Kro, it says in the Pasuk, Reishis Oinoi. In the Bechor it says his first power, his first Oin. Oinoi velo Oino. The din Bechor is only when it's when it's her first born, there's no din Bechor. Said the Gemara, we need that drosha for something else. Lebo acha nefolim, dela'ave bechor ben nachalo. That there is a din by, let's say, bechor for pidyon ben. So you only say a bechor is someone who's firstborn. But if a woman had a baby, a stillbirth, and then she had a second baby, the second baby doesn't have a din of pidyon ben. But that's only by pidyon ben. But when it comes to Yerusha, if a woman had a baby, a stillborn, and the second healthy baby, he is considered a bechor to get double. How do we know that? We learn it from oinoi. Oinoi is like the one that he's sad about. Let's see it inside. Someone who was born after stillborns. Even though there is not literally the first baby that came out, he still gets double. And how do you learn it from? From the oinoi. We say who gets bechor is someone whose parents will be upset if he passes away. And a stillborn, it's sad, but it's not very sad. It's not someone that you cry about very long, but someone who's born unhealthy, if he passes away, chas v'shalom, they're very upset about him. So the Torah tells you who gets double, someone who you're very upset about, even though that before that there was a stillborn. So, and you learn that from Oinoi. So how are you telling me this other drasha? And that the Gemara says, in Kein Lema Krok, you Reishis Oin. That if it was only telling you this din about that if you're born after a dead baby, so that you still consider the Bechor, you could have said Reishis Oin and you'd know this drasha. My Oinoi, Shma min Otarti, it's come to tell you this extra din, that Dafka, the din Yerusha of Bechor, gets double, is Dafka by Yerusha from the father and not from the mother. Something more of Akati, Ema, still you could say, Animili, maybe this is only talking about Almon Shinosa Besula, someone who had already kids before, and then he married a woman. So we say that these kids, because he has a kid already from before, he's not considered a bechor to get double in the mother. If for both of them it's a firstborn, maybe then he will get double from when the mother passes away. Ela Omarova, a whole new drasha. Omar Kro, loy mishpat abchoroi. To him is mishpat abchoroi. So we're learning loy is not going on the son who yarshent. We're learning mishpat abchoroi leish. It's going on the father. To the father, when a father passes away, loy a masculine. That's when there's double. The loy mishpat abchoroi leisha, but there's no din of double when the mother passes away. Says the Gemara, we learned in the Mishnah of Eishes Ishtoi that the husband inherits his wife. How do we know this? The Tonu Rabbanon, we learned in the Braisa, She'eroi the Ishtoi. It says in the Pasuk, I'm going to read the whole Pasuk, V'in ein ochim la'aviv, v'nosasem esnachlosoi l'she'eroi akorov eilov mimishpachtoi v'yorosh oisov v'oisov b'nei Yisrael l'chukas mishpat kasher tziva Hashem es Moshe. So we're saying, and we're going to explain in a second exactly how you see in the Pasuk, She'eroi the Ishtoi. We know the word She'er means your wife. So we're learning from She'er that you yarshin your wife. Melamed Shabal Yerishes Ishtoi. Yochoil Afit Yerushen. Maybe she'll also yarshin him. And that the Gemara says, Talmud Loima v'yorash oiso, he'll yarshin ha. Who yorish oiso, he yarshins ha, ve'ein yereshes oisoi, but she doesn't yarshin the husband. Says the Gemara, what's going on with this price of a kroi lav hochik sivi? In the Pasuk is mashma the opposite. It's opposite. It's mashma that if he passes away, you'll give his nachalot to his wife. The opposite, that the wife yarshins, not that the husband yarshins. Abai explains like this. Toritz ochi, read the Pasuk the following. So I'm going to explain it inside the Pasuk. So I'm reading the Pasuk. Now we skip on the word l'she'eroi. You read v'nosasem lechlosoi akorev elov, to the one who's close to him, and then you read akorev elov mimishpachto, and then you go back and you read l'she'eroi to his wife. If your wife passes away, v'yorash oisoi, the husband should yarshin her. So we take a word that's earlier in the Pasuk and we put it later in the Pasuk. Omar Rava didn't like this, and he said, Sakina Harifa, where your sharp knife, mafsaka kroi, that you cut these psukim this way, you take a word from the posuk and you put it later on in the posuk to fit it like you want. Makes no sense. Elo Omar Rava says, I learned it a different way out of the posuk. Ochika Omar, v'nosatim es nachlas she'eroi loy. So we take the vav from nachlosoi at the end of the word, and we take the lamed of leshe'eroi, and we read it like this: "V'nasasam es nachlas she'eroi loy," because we have an extra vav and extra lamed, and we put it after she'eroi, and then v'nasasam es nachlas she'eroi, and you give the nachala of she'eroi, that means of the wife, loy, to the husband. Kosova gorim mosifim v'dorshim. He holds, you take off a word and a letter from here, and you put it together, and that's the way you darshan. But instead of taking a word in the middle of a posuk and throwing it at the end of the posuk. Said the Gemara, I'm going to leave you here because this is like a new brisa, and then it goes on to Kuf Yud Beis Amud Aleph. Would like to pray to understand this Gemara to the depth, to be zoicha to do chazor in it, to be zoicha to mekayim all the mitzvahs that we're learning it, all the halachas, and to remember, and to be zoicha for a good sukkah tomorrow night, and a good abaras aminim, and a happy sukkahs. See you soon.